What's up, guys? It's your boy Darskin, and today we're going to be talking about the first set of patch notes that have came out with DKO Divine Knockout. This is the first patch update or patch notes, whatever you want to call them, that they have given for the game. So I am very, very excited to see the changes they've made and some of the information that they are going to give. So this literally just came out, like they just dropped this, and I had to make a video as soon as possible. Anyway, hey there, KO crew. We recently released a patch to address some immediate concerns and issues. Progression. We've listed the feedback and understand that the rate of progression isn't in line with expectations. With that in mind, in the short term, we've increased the XP gains for all queues. Furthermore, 1v1, 2v2 matches were behind in terms of progression and now award an additional 25% compared to the arcade queue to account for the difference in time to go from one match to the other, as individual matches are rewarding less XP. In the long term, expect more systems allowing you to gain XP and boosters, but for the meantime, profit from your free 50 boosters. So basically, they upped the XP gains. Apparently there was a bug that wasn't giving you as much XP as you should have got, but now they fixed it. XP gains increased by 10%. XP gains in 1v1 and 2v2 are now 25% more than 3v3. XP win bonuses for duel and brawl set to 1.5 times. So XP boost or increases across the board, really nice, allowing people to get more XP. Sure, cool. I like it. Continuing, God balances. The first one, Izanami extended in lag on abilities out of air heavy. Sure. Susanoo, thank you, bruh. Susanoo has too much presence in fights, and we will address it fully in a later patch. For now, we're bringing his light attacks in line with the rest of the characters in order to make sure missing light attacks can be punished, and that Susanoo cannot land light attacks in a way that's abusive. Susanoo is easily the best character in the game. Reduced attack distance of second light attack by 2 meters, and then reduced attack distance on third light by 2 meters. This isn't even the problem with the character at all. The problem with this character is that you can use his R into light combo string. You can use his second R in the light combo string. You can use his third R into air light, air heavy. He is a combo machine, and it takes one brain cell to understand how his combos function, right? Everything combos into everything. You can literally air combo into ground combo. Like, it doesn't make sense. The light attacks were not the problem, right? His R comboing into everything is the problem, and every move he has is an AoE forward advancing move. Every move. The light attack in the air, the heavy attack in the air, the attacks on the ground, everything's just AoE forward advancing. Right? Like, that is the problem with Susanoo. But I digress. Thanatos. Thanatos has been underperforming slightly, particularly in 1v1, so we made a few changes to improve his viability in solo fights. Some of his talents have also been returned to increase their usefulness across all queues. Increased attack distance on first light, second light, and third light. Cool. Increased hit window of held heavy attack, and then increased healing per orb by 1 on the ability Soul Leech. His talent increased extra damage from 4 to 6 on Blood Omen, and then Speed Demon increased movement speed from 20 to 30 and increased distance from 25 to 35. His talent Curse, they buffed everything. Increased Curse Scythe, increased extra on the hunt damage to 15, increased and then Marked for Death, increased extra damage by 3 or 2-3, and then Blessing, weaknesses in numbers, increased outnumber distance from 8 to 10. They basically just buffed everything. Right? Thanatos very well may be one of the better characters now that he's got all of these buffs. General, new shiny icon for PlayStation app, better messaging for players who don't have up-to-date NVIDIA drivers. Cool. Bug fixes, fixed causes for multiple crashes, fixed an issue where players could start casting and cancel an aerial ability after an air light to break out of in lag early and drop to the ground. Wait. Start casting and cancel an area, so their Q ability after an air light to break out of the in lag early. So the reason why I reread this is because, so this is basically, I don't think you can cancel your air light or not your air light. You can't cancel your Q into a light and heavy attack again. I think that's what that means. Because the main person abusing this was Susanoo. He would light heavy, Q cancel, light heavy, just to guarantee someone is dead. And you could say, oh, well, how does he recover? And it's like, he can do that right on the edge of the stage. He still has a dash when he comes back on stage. Not to mention, if he ults, his ult carries him back up too. There's multiple ways for him to do this. But yeah, comeback talent should now be properly reducing movement ability cooldown. Okay, so that is the entirety of the patch notes. Izanami, her nerf was kind of whatever, you know, increases the in lag, which I mean, like, you're not trying to miss the ability anyway, so having a little bit of extra in lag out of air heavy is nice, but nice for everybody else, but it's kind of whatever. Susanoo, they nerfed his second and third light attacks, but that is not the problem with Susanoo whatsoever. I'm not sure what type of nerf they would need to do to him, but the problem is how all of his stuff combos into each other, and all of his stuff beats everything else, right? Like, if I try to swing with Hercules, or I try to swing with whoever, right? Susanoo, and we both swing at the same time, he's gonna win. Susanoo's gonna win. So, like, I feel like that is, like, the only way to beat this character, and I'm actually gonna have a video coming out over this, but the only way to beat Susanoo is to space him. And it's like, you have to overspace because all of his moves are advancing forward. So, like, I'm telling you, like, this is not what needed to happen. Thanatos, they buffed everything. I'm not sure he needed a buff on everything, but Thanatos definitely wasn't one of the better characters, so him getting a buff is fine. And then, I mean, that's pretty much it. I'm not that very, you know, I'm not very happy about these patch notes. I feel like they definitely could have been a lot better. I feel like Thor needs a buff more than any character in the game. Number one, Thor needs a buff more than anybody else. I feel like there's a lot of things that could be nerfed. There's a couple of things that could be buffed. Ymir's freeze breath, I don't know if it should last that long. Like, there's times wherever, you know, and I know that it's kind of easy to, like, see and just get out of, but it's a free kill if he freezes you. There's a lot of hitboxes that beat other stuff that I just don't think should. There's a lot of things that I think should have been changed that weren't. Now, obviously, they said that, like, this is kind of like a small patch because they already said they're going to address this in a later patch. So we'll obviously have to wait and see what they bring to the table. But as far as this, I just don't think, like, even for this to be a small patch, I don't think this was what needed to be changed, right? I think Izanami's in lag was fine if we're doing a small patch now. I think Susanoo's light attacks were not nearly the big problem if we're doing a small patch. And I don't think Thanatos needed to get changed over Thor if this is a small patch. So, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, those are my thoughts and everything like that. That's going to be it for this video. Be sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Comment down below. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. That being said, I will see you guys next time. Peace.